Welcome to the Mid-American Conference on ESPN. Sunday afternoon, MAC Gymnastics in Muncie as the 22nd ranked Ball State Cardinals welcome in a Kent State Golden Flashes team for their first conference meet of the year. Hello everyone and welcome inside Worthen Arena. Former SEC coach Mary McDaniel and Noah Reed with you. Ball State is one of just 3 schools this year to score a 198. They're ranked top 25 in the country. So can this be the team for Ball State, Mary, that gets over the hump and wins a MAC championship?
Well, Noah, it certainly appears so. This is an experienced team, and they're off to their strongest start in school history. They've already broken multiple program records just in the first 4 competitions of the season. If they can continue to build on these solid performances, they definitely have a shot.
Well, Ball State's off to an 8-1 start. Today they've got a Kent State team in town that's led by Carly Franz, a 2-time All-MAC selection.
Carly is a very experienced athlete. She's a graduate student who's competed in the NCAA regionals in the last 2 seasons. She scored a perfect 10 on floor just a couple of meets ago, and she's gotten a 9-9 or higher on every meet so far this season. She's anchoring an 11th in the country floor exercise lineup. I'm excited to see what she can do today.
And on the other side for Ball State, they've got a senior all-arounder, Suki Pfister, who was an All-American on the vault last year.
Suki's also experienced. She's a senior, and she leads this team. She scored a perfect 10 on the vault at the Tennessee Classic just a couple weeks ago. She also, at that same competition, scored a 9.95, which tied the program record on floor exercise. And this is the strongest I've seen Suki on floor so far. She just continues to get better as her confidence builds.
Suki Pfister, one of the 3 perfect 10s for Ball State at that Tennessee Collegiate Classic, and we will see her on the vault in the 4 spot. But this is the Ball State lineup to begin the day in rotation 1. Carissa Martinez, Megan Teeter, Zoe Middleton, Suki Pfister, Hannah Ruthberg, and Victoria Henry. Get used to seeing most of those names all day long, Mary, because 4 Ball State Cardinals competing in the all-around today.
Well, that's really exciting. It's a lot to depend on when you've got a team with 4 of them doing all 4 events. So I'm excited to see how they do today.
And Kent State, meanwhile, does not have anybody in the all-around, but this is how rotation 1 looks for the Golden Flashes. Charlie Boehner gets us started. Danny Fuertes, Carly Franz in the 3, Kendall Gilbert 4th. Natasha Rudnitskaya in the 5 spot, and Sarah Haxton is the anchor in that bars lineup for Kent State. So Carissa Martinez getting us underway. The junior from Albuquerque, New Mexico, who has twice scored a 9.8 or higher on the vault this season.
Beautiful form in the air. She could have used just a little bit more height, but nice landing, just a little hop. Should be a solid score to start.
A good start to the day for Ball State with Carissa Martinez. A little bit of that side hop there at the end from Martinez.
There'll be a little bit of a deduction for the direction error on the landing.
And this is Charlie Boehner on the bars now for Kent State. Scored a 9.9, her career high at the Tennessee Collegiate Classic a couple weeks ago.
So far, she's hitting her handstands, a little form break. Nice starter to handstand. Double tuck, big hop on the landing, solid start. Kent State really needs to get in the groove on bars today. They're coming off counting 2 falls last competition on bars, so hoping to see them all stay on today.
Yeah, just a team average of 48.717 on the season for Kent State on the bars. And now we move back to the vault with Megan Teeter, the grad student. One of the 4 all-arounders that we'll see today for the Cardinals. She scored a 39.575, which would have been a program record for the all-around in Ball State history, but it was passed on the same day by Zoe Middleton down in Tennessee 2 weeks ago.
That was a heck of a meet for Ball State. And at that same meet, they were only 3/10 ahead of Kent State. So today's matchup should be good. Oh, they're making Megan wait a little bit.
We do know that Carissa Martinez's score is in a 9.7 on the vault. Third time this year she's scored a 9.7 or higher.
Not sure what they're making her weight on.
Teeter's got a career high of a 9.825 on the vault.
All right, it looks like she's ready to go now.
Had one of the 3 perfect 10s. That came on bars for her at the Tennessee Classic. And now after a little bit of delay, here goes Megan Teeter on the vault.
Handspring front pike, very nicely done. Great distance and height, just a small hop on the landing. See, she gets her heels up nicely on the table. Opens before she lands. Really nice vault.
A 9.775 for Charlie Boehnert to begin the day on bars, and now this is Danny Fuertes, the freshman who competed on bars for the first time just last week.
Yeah, I think she had a little trouble last week. She's doing a great job so far today. A little short on that handstand. Definitely short on the overshoot to handstand. Got that one though. Nice full pirouette, little legs apart. Small hop on the landing, much better than last week. Good for her.
Scored a 9.2 her first time around last week against West Virginia. Gonna be a lot higher than a 9.2 here.
Just a little bit early on that double tuck. Caused her to land short. Had to take a small hop. Has to be a great feeling though.
Just a true freshman from Chesterfield, Michigan. Back to the vault with Zoe Middleton. Sophomore from Delaware, twice has been named the MAC Gymnast of the Year this year, has the Ball State program record for the all-around.
Big Yurchenko full. Unfortunately, a really big hop on the landing. Tiny bit pike down. Very aggressive vault. You can see she gets a lot of distance off that table. Could have used a little bit more height. Would have been able to get a better landing there.
Megan Teeter, who went right before Zoe Middleton with a 9.725. Still awaiting Fuertes' score on the bars before Carly Franz goes, the grad student from Michigan.
Looks like they didn't give her all of her difficulty over there on bars, so she's starting at a 9.9, but the judges are conferencing, so. We'll see what happens here.
First MAC meet of the year for Kent State. Ball State is 1-0 already. They beat Bowling Green a couple weeks ago. 8-1 start for the Cardinals. Kent State 6-2. These are 2 of the top 3 teams in the Mid-American Conference. We're getting set for Carly Franz, who we highlighted to start the day today for Kent State. 2-time second team All-MAC selection, has scored a 9.825 or higher all 3 meets on the bars this season. Zoe Middleton's score is in for Ball State. You just saw it flash up there at 9.75. That's the highest of the 3 routines so far for the Cardinals.
Well, they're really making these girls wait today.
Yeah, no kidding. Danny Fuertes' score just came in at a 9.725.
Much better than her 9.2.
Yeah.
Good for her.
New career high for the freshman, just her second meet ever competing in the bars. Carly Franz, the fifth-year senior, now on the bars for Kent State.
Nice handstand. You can see she's got her ankles heavily taped, so she can't quite get her toe point there. A little struggle to the handstand up there on the high bar. Good double layout. Oh, they might even give her that stick. Great job for Carly. Just a little leg separation in the air, a tiny pike down. Good landing.
Mostly known for her floor, but a great bars routine, and here comes Suki Pfister on the vaults.
Nice vault for Suki. Not gonna get the 10 today.
Did have a perfect 10 back at the Tennessee Classic. Has twice been named the MAC Specialist of the Week.
Great extension in the air. Just can't quite hold on to that landing.
This is an incredible stat. A third of her career vaults have scored a 9.9 or higher. 12 of the 36 times she's competed in vault in her career, 9.9 or higher.
That's amazing. Fantastic job for Suki.
Was a second-team All-American on the vault a year ago. There's Joanna Salim, 11th year as the head coach, and has just taken this program to the best spot it's ever been in. The MAC record for an all-around at 198.025 in the Tennessee Classic. And the top,
yeah, Joanna's doing a great job.
Yeah, the top 15 team scores in program history have all come in the 11 years that she's been the head coach. He's only the second Ball State head coach ever to have a winning percentage above 500. Carly Franz scoring at a 9.8, a highest of the day so far for Kent State, and now Kendall Gilbert on the bars for Kent State.
Giant full pirouette to Tkachev. Nice connection right to the overshoot. Nails that handstand on the high bar. Giant full also in the handstand. Double tuck, just a step on the landing. I'm so glad to see that routine out of her today. Her warm-ups didn't go that well.
Her career high came last year at the MAC Championships. It's a good time to have your best day on the bars.
Absolutely. Really nice job.
Suki Pfister just under that 9.9 we talked about. Scored a 9.85, and now Hannah Ruthberg going on the vault.
It was a really nice vault. Lots of distance, a little pike down. She had to take a big hop on the landing. Unfortunately, Ball State's just struggling a little bit with their landings on vault today. The good news is they're all steps backwards or hops backwards, so they're not under rotating, they're over rotating. Still a deduction though.
Bryce Biggin, in his 33rd year as the head coach of Kent State Gymnastics, he's spent more than 4 decades involved in the gymnastics program for the Golden Flashes. 11 times named the MAC Coach of the Year, 8 championships, 9 regular season championships. Has just done a ton for this program. He's also a 2-time captain on the men's team at Kent State, where he graduated in 1983 as a Golden Flash. Rudnitskaya, the sophomore from Wisconsin, set to go on the bars now for Kent State.
Just kind of talking herself into it over there.
Scored a 9.775 or higher every meet this year on the bars.
Line change. Pike Yeager, very nice. A little short on that handstand. Pack salto. Pirouette. She just got the dismount left. A little bobble on the low bar there. Good save on that handstand. Nice double layout. Oh, just a small hop there on the landing. She couldn't quite hold it. Much better day today going on over there for Kent State on the bars.
Yeah, they have struggled this season on the bars at times, but Kendall Gilbert, who just went right before Rudnitskaya, 9.775, and this is Victoria Henry anchoring the vault for Ball State.
She's got a huge vault. I watched her stick it in warm-ups. Oh, no. She just tried a little too hard to stick it.
That will definitely be the score that Ball State drops, meaning the 48.725 is where the Ball State vault will stick.
That's really unfortunate for Victoria. She's a great vaulter. Just didn't have the rotation. Sometimes when you're thinking about the stick, you forget about the other stuff.
She leads the MAC on vault with an average of 9.875. That's usually a score that you can count on meet after meet from Victoria Henry, but not today.
Fortunately, they get to drop that score.
Was the MAC champion last year on the vault as well. Twice has been named to the all-conference team in the Mid-American Conference. And this is Sarah Haxton on the bars, the only Indiana native on this Kent State team back in her home state. Won a state championship on the bars at Hamilton Southeastern High School in nearby Fishers.
It's fun to get to compete in her home state.
Come back. Certain to have family and friends in town today.
Absolutely. Ooh, little loose on that handstand. Line change. Straddle Yeager directly connected to the overshoot. She saves that. Her hand slipped a little bit on the low bar there. What fight. Double layout. She gets the stick on the landing. I'm not sure if they're going to take off for all the body shapes there on the landing, but didn't move her feet. Boy, was that a good fight.
She had a couple saves on that routine.
She sure did.
Lindsey Gerard, this is an exhibition for Ball State on the vault.
Nice handspring front tuck half.
So Victoria Henry's score is in. That's a 9.2. Clearly, as we said, the score Ball State would drop. So a 48.725 is where the Cardinals end on the vault. We're still waiting on Sarah Haxton's bars score. She's the anchor for Kent State. But as we get a look at Ball State's vault scores, it's a little bit of an off day today for the Cardinals on the vault compared to what we typically see.
Seems like it. And sometimes that just happens. They just had some trouble with their landings.
Still waiting on Sarah Haxton's score, but as it sits now, even if she was the lowest score, Kent State would have a 1/10 of a point lead on Ball State at 48.825.
Kent State did what they needed to do on bars today. They all stayed on the bars.
And Haxton's score comes in at a 9.75, so they get to drop a different score. They drop Fuertes' 9.725, and Kent State ends with a 48.850 on the bars as we see 1 through 6 how the Golden Flashes did today. Led by the 9.8 of Carly Franz.
Nice connection from the Yeager to the overshoot. Really needs to catch the low bar at least above horizontal. She's not quite there. Good dismount. Nice to see an exhibition trying to get in the lineup there.
That's Maya McGlure. How about the day for Kent State, though, to start on the bars? No score that counts lower than a 9.75.
That's incredible for them.
Especially for a rotation that they've struggled at points this season.
Absolutely. To come back after their competition last week where they really struggled on bars to hitting not just 6 but 7, even the exhibition, 7 out of 7 has to be a confidence booster.
This is Leah White, the last exhibition for Ball State.
Nice Yurchenko full. Little legs apart in the air. Landed upright. Another great vault to have in your back pocket there. Looks like maybe Kent State's going to do another exhibition as well.
Yeah, Heidi Schultz getting ready to go. Ball State's first vault exhibition was Lindsey Gerard at a 9.675. How about Maya McGlure as an exhibition going 9.8 for Kent State?
Her.
That would have tied the team lead. Carly Franz went 9.8. That was the highest score today for Kent State. Maya McGlure might find herself in the lineup soon.
She sure might. Very nice connection. Shpashnikova to overshoot right to the handstand. Oop, hit the low bar. Still managed a great dismount, just a little hop on the landing. It's 2 really good exhibition bar routines for Kent State. I'm
8
happy
for 8.
for them.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Oh, Kent State one rotation in with a lead over Ball State, 48-850 to 48-725. We'll wrap up rotation 1 and get you ready for rotation 2 here inside Worthen Arena in Muncie when we come back. One rotation down from Muncie. It's Kent State on top of Ball State, but Suki Pfister for the Cardinals as she does meet after meet, Mary, leading the way with a 9.85.
Beautiful vault. I think maybe it was a little bit better than a 9.85.
It's a little low for her typically. You can almost count on her getting a 9.9, it feels like, meet after meet. She does a great job as an All-American last year. It's Carly Franz who led the charge for Kent State on the bars with a 9.8.
Right, she did a nice skinger right to that overshoot. She really did a good job over there on bars.
That 9.8 is actually her lowest score of the season on the bars, so 9.8 or higher all 4 meets this year for the Golden Flashes. And 1 rotation in, this is what Ball State did. Victoria Henry, who anchors it, does such a great job. She leads the MAC in average score this season with a 9.2. That's the score that has to drop, so typically a lower score than what you normally see from Ball State because of having to drop Henry's score.
Absolutely. It would normally be another 10th and a half higher if Victoria does her normal vault, but sometimes it's just not your day.
Wasn't the day today for Ball State on the vault, but on the bars for Kent State, a really good response after they struggled last week. Every score that counted, Mary, was a 9.75 or higher, led by the 9.8 of Franz.
Good for them. I just was really impressed to see them come back after last week and really nail their bar routines.
They even had a 9.8 exhibition from Maya McGlure. It was a great day on the bars for Kent State, and they've got a 48-850 to 48-725 lead over Ball State. 1 rotation in. Kent State is on the vault. Ball State is on the bars. When we come back, rotation 2 is next here on ESPN+. Just ahead of rotation 2, starting today with Kent State on top of Ball State. 1 rotation in, and this is the Golden Flashes lineup. Zoe Rankin, Gabby Riley, Nastia Rudnitskaya, Kennedy Weinpert, Charlie Boehner, and Kendall Gilbert. 1 through 6 in that Kent State lineup. And Ball State on the bars now with Grace Sumner. The first time that we see her in the 2 events she'll do today. Zoe Middleton, Hannah Ruthberg, Victoria Henry, Ashley Szymanski, also the first time we see her this afternoon. And Megan Teeter is the anchor on the bars for the Cardinals. It's all about bouncing back now for Ball State, right? Vault didn't go the way you want it to, but bars, something that they've been pretty good on this season.
Yes. You know, Ball State hasn't competed in almost 2 weeks. So sometimes when you take off that much time in between competitions, you got to get those nerves out a little bit. So hopefully they got them out on their vault landings and they're ready to just go over there and rock bars.
An average score of more than 49-2 this season on the bars for Ball State. So this is where they can get some of those points back, trailing Kent State after one rotation. Bryce Biggin in his 33rd season as the head coach, looking on as Kent State Golden Flashes have a lead going into rotation 2, and Zoe Rankin gets us started. Her career high, a 9.85 at the Tennessee Classic 3 weeks ago.
Good, Yurchenko full. Had to pike down a little bit on the landing and take a step. Solid start. See, she could just use a little bit more height off the table. Has to pike down, which causes that step.
Sophomore is Rankin, had a big role last year as a freshman, competed in 10 meets on the beam, 9 meets on the vault as a freshman.
I've got some sparkly sunglasses.
The bars is where Ball State can get some points back. They are ranked 11th in the country on the bars. Grace Sumner, 6th in the MAC with an average score of 9.837 on the season.
Grace has some beautiful toe point over there. Nice handstand. Ooh, a little bit late on that full pirouette. You're supposed to finish that within 10 degrees of handstand. I'd say she was a little late on that, but managed to get her double tuck off okay, and just a small step on the landing. Great job holding it to just one step.
Sumner, a MAC gymnast to watch coming into the season, and she has delivered all year long on the bars. Zoe Rankin started on the vault with a 9.675 for Kent State, and it's now Gabby Riley.
Okay. Gabby has a little different technique. She drops one arm to twist. You don't see that too often. You see right here, you're gonna drop one arm, pull it around.
Is there a certain strategy to why she does that, or does she just feel more comfortable with it?
It must just be the way her coach taught her. Everybody teaches it a little bit differently. You just don't often see that big of an arm pull.
She's a true freshman from Cary, Illinois. Been a vault specialist. She's competed in all 4 meets on the vault for Kent State this year, but hasn't competed anywhere else.
Kent State seems to have a lot of specialists.
Yeah, nobody competing in the all-around today for Kent State. There's 4 of them on the Ball State side. Grace Sumner started Ball State on the bars with a 9.75. And now it's Zoe Middleton, one of those 4 all-arounders today for the Cardinals. Twice named the MAC Gymnast of the Week this year already. Was one of 2 who had a perfect 10 on bars for Ball State at the Tennessee Classic a few weeks back.
She has a really aggressive bar routine. Oh no. Turned a little bit early on that giant full and just couldn't get over the bar.
We saw Victoria Henry not have the vault routine that she wanted. And now Zoe Middleton, who's usually phenomenal on bars, the same thing.
See her coach over there telling her what she needs to get up and do, whether she needs to repeat that full pirouette on the high bar before her dismount? My guess is yes, she probably needs it for the bonus. Last minute advice.
How difficult is it after you do something like that where it's not exactly what you want to get back up there and go again?
Well, in that moment, it's not too hard because you know you just got to get going. Ooh, she manages to stick the landing.
Great landing.
She got up there and did it just as good as she could do it the second time around. They trained that in practice, though. And the mistake she made was actually a good mistake. She just turned a little bit early to try to finish in vertical on that full pirouette.
Here goes Rudnitskaya for Kent State.
Oh, she sticks the landing.
Had a career-high 9.9 earlier this year, and her teammates are thrilled for her after this vault routine.
She just has a little bent legs off the board. So she's going to get a little deduction on the pre-flight. But what a landing. She's got the glasses.
It feels like 1.5 rotations in right now, Mary. Kent State is performing as about as good as you can ask them to.
I agree. They're kind of riding the wave right now. Coming off bars.
Gabby Riley scored a 9.75 right before Rudnitskaya just went. And Rudnitskaya with a 9.8 as that just came in.
Not sure what's taking so long on bars over there. They've already flashed the score.
It's a 9.0.
But now they're conferencing.
It's for Zoe Middleton, who's usually terrific on bars, but had an off routine today.
The team's doing a good job of keeping up their energy over there, though. I think they'll be all right. Remember, they can drop one score.
We'll see if that stays at a 9 even.
Looks like maybe so. That was a little bit strange. They don't usually conference after they post the score.
Does stay at a 9-0. Hannah Ruthberg now on the bars for Ball State. A career high 9.925 earlier this year. She's ranked 7th in the MAC in the all-around right now with an average score of a little over 38.
Wow, really nice, Ray. Directly to the overshoot. Little bent arms on that cast. And sticks the landing on a full twisting double tuck dismount. What a follow-up. Good for her.
After a routine that Middleton didn't love, Ruthberg responds for Ball State with a stuck landing.
I love that she didn't hold back at all on that bar routine. Sometimes someone falls ahead of you, get a little nervous and you play it safe, but she still did a huge release move. Really went 110% there.
There goes Kennedy Weinpert on the vault, senior from Mentor, Ohio, who's coming off her career high at 9.85 on the vault last week against West Virginia.
Another stuck landing on the vault for Kent State. I think that vault was a little bit better than the last one.
Rudnitskaya scored a 9-8 last time, which was the team high to this point. We might see a higher score here from Weinpert.
She may have had a little bit better form than her teammate.
Hannah Ruthberg on the bars just right before that vault run from Weinpert matched her career high with a 9.925 for the Cardinals. Much needed for the Cardinals, getting that 9.925 from Ruthberg, and now Victoria Henry goes, one of the 4 all-arounders for Ball State.
Little legs apart in the backswing there, nice pack out of it. And good routine.
Couple great routines in a row now for the Cardinals from Ruthberg and now Henry.
That double front dismount's a hard landing to find. It's a blind landing. She can't see where she's going. Great comeback after vault.
You were right, Kennedy Weinpert goes higher than Rudnitskaya with a 9.825 last routine on the vault. Now it's Charlie Boehner for Kent State.
Oh. Didn't quite get her block off the table there. Made it to her feet, but barely got him under her. Not the vault they were hoping for.
But on the other end, Ball State just got a 9.8 from Victoria Henry. And it's now Ashley Szymanski on the bars, who is a bars specialist for Ball State. Leads the MAC, is 13th in the nation with an average score of 9.906 on the bars.
Giant full. Really nice Ginger. That's how the overshoot should look, above horizontal when she catches. Short on that handstand, giant full, double tuck, nails the landing.
Just 2 weeks ago against Bowling Green, Szymanski went 9.975, one of the top 40 scores in the nation, and has another great routine with a stuck landing here.
Good for Ball State coming back after that fall in the middle.
Yeah, they had a fall from Middleton, who was second. She scored a 9.0. Since then, they've gone 9.925 and 9.8, plus whatever Szymanski scored.
Big vault.
Big step back from Gilbert here, the anchor for Kent State on the vault.
Yeah, she doesn't need to pike down at the end. Really aggressive. A lot of amplitude on that vault. Just a really big step there at the end, unfortunately. But they won't have to count that 9.625. Or 9.575, sorry.
Charlie Boehner right before Kendall Gilbert went with a 9.575, so score they more than likely drop. Ball State ranks 11th in the nation on the bars, and they have had 3 phenomenal routines in a row. A 9.925 from Ruthberg, a 9.8 from Henry, and a 9.9 just now from Szymanski. which brings up the anchor Megan Teeter, who has scored a perfect 10 earlier this year on the bars.
She's very pretty to watch on bars. Giant full, right to a huge Tkachev, connected to the overshoot. Gets that handstand. Another double front, half out. She's not gonna get a 10 today, but it was a really, really good routine.
Yeah, no 10, but still a phenomenal finish to the bars for Ball State.
Two small steps backwards. Good finish over there for Ball State.
Really good chance that Ball State is about to take the lead from Kent State. The Golden Flashes led after one rotation. Just waiting on Teeter's score, but Zoe Middleton's 9 even is what the Cardinals will end up dropping after she fell on the bars.
A nice Yurchenko full.
It's Maya McGlure, one of the 2 exhibition vault routines for Kent State. Teeter's score just came in on the bars at a 9-9, so they had 3 scores of 9-9 or higher, and they went their last 4 routines of a 9-8 or higher.
Impressive.
A team score of 49.275 on the bars, which is just a little bit higher than what they average, a 49.256, which ranks 11th in the country. Look at those scores, though, especially those last 4. 9-8 or higher, including 3 of them being 9-9 or higher.
It's a good exhibition routine here. Just a little short on that last cast handstand. If you notice, she did her cast handstand with her feet together, which you don't see often. It's typically a little bit harder than straddling up to the handstand. I love to see them done with their feet together. One more exhibition vault.
It's Ashley Morgan.
Another good Yurchenko full.
So Kent State drops the 9.575 from Charlie Boehner as their score. End up with a 48.775 on the vault as a team. Ball State drops Zoe Middleton's 9 even to go 49.275. Every score that counted for the Cardinals today was a 9.75 or higher, 3 9.9s or above.
Even the exhibition got a 9.825.
Yeah, Mary Rose Bellin just went 9.825 on the exhibition, and Ava Molina is the last of the exhibitions here in rotation 2.
Right to a pack salto, legs a little bit loose on that pack. Nice handstand on the high bar. Double layout. Strong exhibition routine. It looks like it's going to be hard to break into that Ball State bar lineup.
Yeah, no kidding. Ball State dominant again on the bars today. Rank 11th in the nation with a 49.256 average. They go just a bit higher than that today at 49.275. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. After trailing after one rotation, a 49.275 on bars puts the Cardinals in front with a 98 even over Kent State's 97.625. 2 rotations in from Worthen Arena. Ball State with a small lead, and Kennedy Weinpert for Kent State leads the way, her 3rd time this season, going 9.825 or higher on the vault.
It was a great vault and an even better landing.
She led the way, one of a couple 9.8s or higher for Kent State. And on the bars for Ball State, they had 4 9.8s or higher, led by Hannah Ruthberg, who matched her career high with a 9.925.
It was fun to watch them on bars.
Ruthberg went 9.925. Henry went 9.8. Szymanski and Teeter both went 9.9 for the Cardinals. This is what Kent State did. They dropped the 9.575 from Charlie Boehner. The 9.825 of Weinpert, like we said, led the way for Kent State on the vault. And Ball State on the other side. Zoe Middleton's usually phenomenal, but she fell during her bars routine. That's why the 9 even. Everybody else, 9.75 or higher, including 3 9.9s or above. They're so good on bars all season long. They were again today.
Absolutely. They're going to need to use that energy wisely over on the balance beam. They got to find their calm but stay aggressive. And Kent State's going to floor where they're ranked 11th in the country.
Ball State was down after 1 rotation, but a strong bars routine leads the Cardinals to the lead now. We're on to rotation 3 next. Ball State on the beam, Kent State on the floor, where they are phenomenal. Rotation 3 is next from Muncie. We are on to rotation 3 here inside Worthen Arena. Ball State with a small lead, 98 even over Kent State's 97.625. And this is how the Cardinals go 1 through 6 in their beam lineup. Victoria Henry, Zoe Middleton, Ashley Szymanski, Megan Teeter, Hannah Ruthberg, and Grace Sumner. Ashley Szymanski, you see there, number 3 in that lineup for Ball State, is 3rd in the MAC with an average score of 9.8 this season on the beam. And they're going up against a Kent State floor routine, who you mentioned it right before we went to that last break, Mary. They are ranked 11th in the nation on the floor. This is where they can create a little bit of separation and potentially make up the deficit right now.
I agree. If they come out and do floor the way they're capable of, it will be hard for Ball State to stay ahead of them.
Zoe Rankin, Heidi Schultz, Kennedy Weinpert, Danny Fuertes, Alyssa Guns, and Carly Franz, the 6 on the floor for the Golden Flashes. Ball State struggled on the vault today, didn't have a great first rotation, but on the bars, where they've been so good this year, 11th best in the country on the bars, they scored a 49.275, including 3 9.9s or higher to make up the deficit and then some to take a small lead. It'll be Victoria Henry who we see first on the beam, who was once named the MAC Gymnast of the Week this year. There's been 8 weeks in the season. 6 times it's been a Ball State Cardinal who's been named the MAC Gymnast of the Week.
Well, that's trending in what we talked about at the beginning. Maybe they can win the MAC championships this year.
They're ranked 22nd in the country, the only team in the MAC ranked in the top 25 with an average score of 196.3. They scored a 198.025 in the Tennessee Classic this year, one of just 3 schools in the entire country to score over a 198 for a team score this year. It's not only the program record, but it's also the Mid-American Conference record as well.
You can see Coach Joanna over there talking Victoria through her routine, giving her some last-minute pointers.
Victoria Henry, 2-time All-MAC selection, was a second-team All-Pick last year. Her career high on the beam, a 9.85.
Victoria is a really powerful gymnast, so sometimes that power works against you on the balance beam. She goes with her flight series. Back handspring, layout, step out. Nicely done. Full turn. She's moving well in this routine. Gainer front toss, that's a difficult move. Just picked her foot up a little bit there. There's gonna be a deduction on that landing. Setting up for the dismount. Back handspring, 1.5 twist. Step on the landing. Solid start for the Cardinals.
We're going to need a good rotation here on the beam to keep up with Kent State, who's ranked 11th in the country on the floor. And they start with Zoe Rankin, the sophomore, who did not compete on the floor last year, but she has twice this season, both times a 9.85.
Front tuck, through to a double tuck. Nicely done. Look at those expressions out there. She's enjoying it.
She's having fun, isn't she?
That's what it's about. Switch side to a Popa, to a Wolf full. The whole team's having fun with her routine out there. Last tumbling pass, double pike. Nicely done, just a little bit of over rotation. Had to take a pretty big step back into that lunge. Fantastic start for Kent State on the floor. Greg Ballard liked that.
How could he not?
Good point.
A 9.575 for Victoria Henry on the beam to start for Ball State. This is now Zoe Middleton. Has scored as high as a 9.875 this season, twice the MAC Gymnast of the Week this year for the Cardinals. She set all 4 of her career highs in the Tennessee Collegiate Classic 3 weeks ago, where she set the Ball State program record for the all-around at a 39.750.
I'm sure she's trying to put bars out of her mind.
Yeah, she's so great on the bars typically. Had a perfect 10 at that Tennessee Collegiate Classic, but fell on her routine today, scored a 9 even.
Really pretty mount there. Switch leap, switch leap. Very nicely done. Split jump, straddle quarter. Getting her leaps and jumps out of the way at the beginning there. Flight series, back handspring, layout, step out, beautiful. Cat leap. It's kind of a side, aerial side summy. I love her confidence. Just a dismount left. Tuck front full, tiny hop on the landing. I love seeing her come back with all that confidence on the balance beam.
I was going to ask you how quickly you can put something like falling off the bars out of your mind, and it appears pretty quickly.
Pretty quickly. You got to have the memory of a goldfish.
Great beam routine for Zoe Middleton today. Zoe Rankin opened on the floor with a 9.775 for Kent State, and now that brings up Heidi Schultz.
From handspring Rudy to a layout step out. Great landing.
She's been great on the floor this year. 9.775 or higher in all 3 meets leading up to today.
A lot more dance out on the floor this season. More teams are going to just a 2-pass tumbling routine, which means they've got to fill up their time with a lot more dance. Less likely to have deductions on that. Double pike. No problem there. Another good routine. A double pike at the end. Just a little chest down on the landing.
Zoe Middleton went 9.825 on the beam. Now Ashley Szymanski, who ranks 3rd in the MAC with an average of a 9.8 on the season.
Flight series, back handspring, layout, step out, no movement. Just a little bent back leg in that back handspring. Cartwheel, split jump. Switch leap, switch half, oh no. See, she kind of held back just a little bit before she took off on that switch half. Round off, 1.5. Good landing. It's an unfortunate fall.
Yeah. Top 3 in the MAC, typically with an average of a 9.8, but fell on the beam routine today.
Some uncharacteristic falls out of Ball State today.
1 on vault, 1 on beam, 1 on the bars. Now we're back to the floor with Kennedy Weinpert after Heidi Schultz just went 9.825 on the last routine. She has scored a 9.9 or higher 3 times in her career on the floor.
Well, her teammates have set her up well, so let's see if she can deliver. Nice double pike. Nice control on the landing. Switch side leap to a straddle full, also called a popa. Front handspring, front full, front layout, great landing. Looks like maybe she's gonna do 3 tumbling passes. Double tuck. Really strong routine.
A senior from just outside of Cleveland. She won a high school state championship on the floor at Mentor High School.
No trouble on that double tuck last pass. Big smiles.
Great start on the floor for Kent State. That's no surprise. They're one of the best in the country. They go 9-7-7-5 from Rankin to open it up. 9-8-2-5 from Schultz, and now just awaiting Weinpert's score. Still haven't gotten Ashley Szymanski's either. She fell on the beam for Ball State.
This is where you have to have the memory of a goldfish. You don't want to remember that your teammate in front of you fell. Just want to get up and do what you do every day in practice.
Szymanski went 8-9 is what they get her officially, so you're obviously hoping that's the score you drop if you're Ball State.
Yes.
It's now Megan Teeter on the beam for Ball State. Her career high came just 3 weeks ago. She scored a 9.85 at the Tennessee Collegiate Classic. Also scored a perfect 10 in that meet on the bars.
There's a front tuck mount. Excellent. Right into a beat jump. Got a bonus connection there. So fun to see those difficult mounts. Flight series here. Back handspring, layout, step out. Holds on to it. Just turned her back hip out there. Beat jump to a straddle 3/4. She could get her legs up a little higher on that straddle 3/4. Looks like she's setting up for a dismount. Front full, stuck landing. Good for her. Way to come back after her teammate fell.
Great response for Megan Teeter on the beam. One that they needed.
Really nice dismount. No movement at all on the landing. Happy to see that for Ball State.
Kent State goes back-to-back 9.825s on the floor. It brings up Danny Fuertes, a true freshman from Chesterfield, Michigan, who has competed on the floor in all 3 of her college meets, including a 9.825 in her first ever meet at Pittsburgh.
Big double pike. Nice switch side to a Popa. She got her legs horizontal there, which was great to see. Second pass, front layout, front full. One pass left. Double tuck. No issue. Great routine. Starts with a double pike, ends with a double tuck. Nicely done.
All three for Kent State have scored a 9.775 or higher. See what Fuertes goes, as Megan Teeter went 9.675. It's now Hannah Ruthberg on the beam.
Back handspring, layout, step out, back handspring. Very difficult series. Does it nicely. Full turn, which is a requirement there on the balance beam. Switch leap to a split jump. Pretty short on her split there on the switch leaps. Just her dismount, cartwheel, gainer full, stuck landing. It's really important that they stick their beam landings, because there's so much time to take deductions in a balance beam routine that you don't want to give them anything to end on with a deduction.
Danny Fuertes, the freshman, her score just came in, new career high for her on the floor at 9.875. That brings up Alyssa Guns, the first time we're seeing her today, the junior from Royal Oak, Michigan. Has scored a 9.875 or higher on the floor all three meets this season. Here's her first pass.
Front layout, front 1.5, difficult pass. Done very nicely. There's her leap pass, switch ring to a switch half. Not sure she got her leg up quite high enough on that switch ring.
Competed on the floor in each of the last 2 years at the regionals. The Norman Regional last year, the Auburn Regional 2 years ago as a freshman.
Georgia Tehav. Double pike, has to step forward on the landing, just a little chest down. A little bit of struggle there on that last pass.
She's typically known for the floor. She's a specialist on the floor.
Double pike, you can see she's just leaning a little bit forward on that landing.
Now we're back to Grace Sumner on the beam for Ball State. Has the program record at 9.925 on the beam earlier this year.
Aerial cartwheel, back handspring, step out. Very nicely done.
This is the anchor for Ball State.
She says it's her favorite event. Front aerial. Looks like maybe she was supposed to connect a jump out of that. Switch leap, split jump. Full turn. Looks like she's setting up for a dismount. Round off, 1.5, sticks the landing. What a comeback for Ball State on the balance beam.
A great finish on the beam for the Cardinals. Hannah Ruthberg went 9.825, just ahead of Sumner.
Round off, 1.5. Little cross legs in the air there, but great landing.
Alyssa Guns went 9.775 on the floor for Kent State, and it's now their anchor, Carly Franz. Two-time All-MAC selection, a grad student from Michigan.
She's really good on this event.
Scored a perfect 10 earlier this year, and she's been a 9.9 or higher in all 3 meets.
Opens with a Rudy to layout step out. Switch half, wolf full. That front leg needs to be at or above horizontal on that wolf full. 1.5 turn. Second pass. Double tuck. Just a little step forward there on that landing. Good routine. Looked like she ran out of gas a little bit there at the end.
It's been a great day on the floor for Kent State. They're 11th in the nation with an average score of 49.4, and the lowest they've had so far today from any of the 5 that have gone before Franz is a 9.775. Grace Sumner's score comes in at a 9.85. She was the anchor for Ball State, as this is now Lindsey Fuller in an exhibition, but the 9.85, the highest score for Ball State on the beam.
Great finish for their lineup.
That means they drop the 8.9 from Ashley Szymanski, who fell during the beam, and as does Fuller here.
Side aerial, just pike down a little bit. The dreaded full turn. Every gymnast will tell you it's their least favorite part of their balance beam routine. Answering by canceling layout, pretty series. Inner full dismount, little pike.
Next on the board for Kent State, Nastia Rudnitskaya.
Just a small hop there on the landing.
Carly Franz, who was the anchor on floor for Kent State, just had far and away her lowest score of the season, a 9.725. She had gone 9.9 or higher every other meet, so her score ends up being the one they drop. That doesn't typically happen. And so a 49.075 on the floor today for Kent State, which is actually a little bit lower than what their season average is.
Yeah, she just looked like she ran out of gas.
Everybody else had a 9.775 or higher, led by the 9.875 of Danny Fuertes. And this is Nastia Rudnitskaya in an exhibition for Kent State.
First pass, opens with a nice double pike. Switch side to straddle full. That left leg was really low on that switch side. Second tumbling pass. Round off 1.5, front layout. Just a little feet apart in the front layout. It was nicely done. Third pass. Double tuck. Good landing. Good exhibition routine.
And now on the team here, Cardinals, Delaney McMahon.
How about these team scores going into our fourth and final rotation? 146.75 to 146.7. It's going to be a fun fourth rotation.
It's going to be a really fun fourth rotation. Of course, Ball State has the advantage going into floor where they can just let loose and have fun.
Yeah, their floor score much higher than what Kent State has done on the beam this year. Beam is actually Kent State's lowest scoring event, 48.492, a season average. This is Delaney McMahon on the beam.
She's doing a nice job there in the exhibition. Gainer layout, step out, right into a straddle jump. That's difficult to do. Gainer flip dismount. Nice landing. It's a great exhibition routine.
One final exhibition routine here in rotation 3. It's Ashley Morgan on the floor. Nastia Rudnitskaya went 9.775 in her exhibition on the floor.
Kent State does a good job of performing out there. Front double full. Legs a little twisted up in the air. Switch ring, torsion to half. Second pass, front layout, front full. Last pass. Double pike. A little chest down on the landing. What a fun routine.
That wraps up the exhibitions and rotation 3. A 49.075 on the floor for Kent State, led by a 9.875 of Danny Fuertes, and a 48.750 on the beam for Ball State. A slight, and I mean slight, lead for Ball State heading into the fourth and final rotation. 3 rotations down in Muncie. Grace Sumner has the program record on the beam in Ball State history. A little under that today, Mary, but still a phenomenal 9.85 in the anchor for the Cardinals.
She did a beautiful beam routine, and it was clutch coming back after that fall at the beginning of the rotation.
Yeah, they needed her to deliver, and she did. Danny Fuertes, meanwhile, just a freshman for Kent State, a new career high, 9.875 on the floor.
She was so fun to watch, and so much energy out there.
She's only competed in 4 meets total. Every time on the floor, she's had a 9.825 or higher. Today, she goes 9.875 for a career high. This is what Ball State did on the beam. You mentioned Ashley Szymanski falling. She was 3rd in the MAC coming in today with an average score. but fell. She goes 8-9. That's what they drop. A couple 9.825s for Middleton and Ruthberg. The 9.85 leads it by Grace Sumner. And Kent State on the floor. 9.875 from Fuertes. Schultz and Weinpert also go 9.825. And they drop the 9.725 of Carly Franz. And we head into rotation 4. And a close one. 146.75 for Ball State, 146.7 for Kent State. It all comes down to rotation 4, and that's next here in Muncie. To rotation 4 we go, and a close one between Ball State and Kent State, and this is how the Golden Flashes will go on the beam to wrap up today. Sarah Haxton, Gabby Riley, Nastia Rudnitskaya, Nene Alvin, and the first time we'll see her today, only competing in the beam. Alyssa Guns and Heidi Schultz round out the lineup for Kent State. And Ball State on the other side headed to the floor where they've been really good this year. Hannah Ruthberg leads it off. Ava Molina, seeing her for the first time this afternoon. Suki Pfister, Megan Teeter, Zoe Middleton, and Victoria Henry. Rounding out the 6 that we see on the floor for the Cardinals. 146.75 for Ball State, 146.7 for Kent State. Super close heading into rotation 4.
Ball State definitely has the advantage going to floor. But Kent State is coached by Josie Engany, who was a UK gymnast and amazing on the balance beam. Just graduated recently. I think this is her first coaching position.
Kent State starts with Sarah Haxton, senior from Fortville, Indiana. Scored a 9.8 on the beam last week against West Virginia. Was a second-team All-MAC selection a couple of years ago.
Hometown girl here.
The only Indiana native on this Kent State roster.
She's got a fan club out there in the audience. Fun mount. Front toss. Back handspring, layout, step out, solid. No movement there. Full turn. Split jump, back tuck. Split jump, a little low, back leg, split 3/4. Tuck front full dismount, nails the landing. Great start for Kent State on balance beam. You can't ask for much more than that.
Exactly what they needed out of Sarah Haxton. They get it to start rotation 4.
There's the dismount.
First up for your Cardinals, on the floor, Hannah Ruthberg.
So Hannah Ruthberg now on the floor, scored her career high 9.9 earlier this year at the Tennessee Classic, was the runner-up at the MAC Championships back as a freshman in 2021.
Front tuck, through to a double tuck. Great landing. That scream is for the 9-9 on balance beam. Double pike, that was a beautiful double pike. Toes are pointed in the air. Switch ring, switch half. Last tumbling pass. Front handspring, 1.5 to a split jump. Great connection.
Cardinals get a good start on the floor as well from Hannah Ruthberg.
Good start.
You had mentioned the 9-9 for Sarah Haxton. That's what Kent State started with on the beam. That's a new career high for her. And we move on to Gabby Riley.
Back handspring, layout, step out. Just a little loose legs in the air. Switch leap. Split full. That's a difficult move. Tuck full. Feeling some of her difficulty in her leaps and jumps. Side aerial, a little bobble there. Just the dismount, getting her full off the side. Stuck landing. Good follow-up.
Gabby Riley, a freshman from Cary, Illinois. She won a high school state championship on the beam at Cary Grove High School. Couple great beam routines to start the day for Kent State. Hannah Ruthberg went 9.85 to open on floor for Ball State. This is Ava Molina, freshman who's competing in just her second meet ever. A 9.725 in the first meet of the season at North Carolina. Hasn't competed in the last 3 until today.
Round off 1.5, front layout. It's a good save on that landing. Switch full to a stack jump. Round off 2.5 twist. Last tumbling pass. Round off 1.5 front pike. Switch half to a wolf full. Nice routine for just her second competition this year.
Yeah, and first in over a month, too. 3 straight meets without competing, but a good floor routine today.
Has her legs glued together on that 1.5 and the front pike.
Gabby Riley, who competed on beam for the first time this season, went 9.75 for Kent State. Now Nastia Rudnitskaya on the beam.
Goes with the flight series. Back handspring, layout, step out. She was a little unsure on her landing there. Didn't need to be.
Only her second time competing on beam this season. Last week against West Virginia went 9-6.
Front toss, beautifully done. Split jump, straddle 3/4, pretty large bobble there, and way low in the straddle position. Legs weren't even close to 180 there. Round off 1.5 dismount, small hop. She looked a little bit nervous up there, but she got through it.
Just the second time she's competed on beam this year.
Next on the floor for your Cardinals,
Suki Pfister now on the floor for Ball State. Twice this year, she's gone 9-9 or higher on the floor. She has the program record of a 9.95 earlier this season.
Front full, front pike, easy.
She averages just under a 9.9 on the season on the floor, 4th best in the Mid-American Conference.
Switch sides, straddle full, roll full. Good job of getting her legs where they needed to be in those jumps. Double tuck. Here she goes with her last pass. Double pike. No trouble at all. Great routine for Suki.
Ava Pfister, the freshman, or Ava Molina, the freshman, right ahead of her, went 9.775, a new career high, and a great routine here from Suki Pfister. It's now Nene Alvin, the beam specialist for Kent State. Scored a 9.9 earlier this year at the Tennessee Classic. She's coming off a 9.8 last week against West Virginia. Ooh.
That hurt.
Falls off the beam here. And now resets.
It was supposed to be standing layout, step out, layout, step out. But you can see her foot slips right here and she goes anyway, but actually hits her head on the balance beam. I don't think she's hurt, I think she's mad.
Yeah. Could tell right away when she came down, frustrated more than anything else. Just a freshman from Seattle, Washington, where she won the all-around state title 2 years ago as a junior in high school. A 3-time national qualifier.
It's hard to be a specialist on the last event.
Yeah.
You warmed up an hour and a half ago. Front aerial, back handspring, that was really smart. Otherwise she wouldn't have a flight series. Back handspring, 1.5 twist, dismount. Twist a little bit early, goes a little bit sideways. Looks like maybe she's not feeling great. hurt her ankle a little bit.
This is Megan Teeter, grad senior. Scored a 9.925 on the floor earlier this season. That's her career high. Suki Pfister right ahead of her went 9.775.
Front layout, front 1.5. Let's take a little slide backwards on the landing. Had plenty of power. Big double tuck. She's having fun out there. Wolf hop. Good. Tourgite full. They don't have to connect those leaps. They just have to have a series of leaps. Front full, front layout. Great routine. This is done really nicely. Legs glued together. Nice straight body in the front layout. There's a step turn out of it to avoid landing deductions.
Back over to the beam. This is Alyssa Guns. Her career high 9.9 on the beam came against Ball State last year.
Next on the beam, Alyssa Guns.
Nene Alving's score came in at a 9.1 after she fell on her routine.
A little short on those splits. Feet jump into a front aerial. Nice connection, just a little bent knee in the front aerial. Handspring layout, step out, no trouble. Switch leap, split jump. Just has the dismount left. Cartwheel gainer full, stuck landing. Great comeback after watching her teammate fall.
Next on the floor for your Cardinals,
Megan Teeter went 9.9 on floor, just shy of her career high of 9.925 a few weeks ago. This is now Zoe Middleton, who has Ball State's all-time record in the all-around, the 39.75. She scored as high as a 9.925 on floor this season.
She opens with a big double tuck. Doesn't even grab her legs. Front layout, front full. Tourgite half split full. last pass here. Double pike. So fun to see her finish strong after her rough bar rotation. Came back strong on beam and now on floor. Nice height there.
Great floor routine from Zoe Middleton. You mentioned fell on her bars routine, but really strong on the beam and the floor to end the day. Alyssa Guns went 9.825 for Kent State just a little bit ago. This is now Heidi Schultz who anchors Kent State on the beam.
Moving quickly through her routine, confidently. Cat leap, front toss, beautifully done.
Has never scored lower than a 9.775 on beam this season.
Flight series, back handspring layout. Excellent job. Full turn. Just a dismount. Back handspring. 1.5, sticks the landing.
Great way to end the day for Kent State.
Fantastic.
Coming up here, Cardinals Nation, noise for Victoria.
She's pretty happy with that one.
Zoe Middleton just tied her career high on the floor at 9.925. And now Ball State's anchor is Victoria Henry. She's 5th in the MAC with an average of a 9.887 this season.
Front tuck, a double tuck. Beautiful landing, easily done. Switch side to a popa. Front layout, front full. That's fun, a back tuck, kick out to her stomach. Coming up on our last tumbling pass here. Double pike. Strong finish on floor for Ball State.
Phenomenal routine to end it for the Cardinals.
Next up, Ashley Morgan.
Double pike, no trouble at all.
Just waiting on her score, and that's it. Heidi Schultz, who was the anchor, went 9.85 on the beam. So this is Ashley Morgan in an exhibition. So Kent State's totals, 48.825 on the beam. Their final score as a team, 195.525 unofficially.
Ashley's got a nice beam routine going here. Switch leap, split 3/4. That back leg is a little bit low again. You want to have your legs at 180-degree split. Front toss. Back handspring, 1.5. Good routine. Josie liked it.
Wrapping up the fourth rotation on the floor for your
Victoria Henry's score in at a 9.875 for Ball State. She was the last to go for scoring purposes for the Cardinals, so they end a 49-325 on floor, a team score of 196.075.
Yeah, they had a few struggles today. It was nice to see them have their teammates' backs. If somebody fell, then the next person picked it up.
Ava Molina and Suki Pfister both at a 9.775 were the two lowest scores. Everybody else was a 9.85 or higher.
It's a big double tuck there.
This is Carissa Martinez, the one and only exhibition for Ball State.
One and a half front layout with a half twist, also called a Branny. Immediate split jump. Last tumbling pass. Front layout, front fold, a little off to the side there. She's a little short on the landing.
That is Carissa Martinez, the exhibition on the floor for Ball State. Ball State struggled on the vault today in rotation 1, but bounced back with 3 great rotations, the bars, the beam, and the floor, and the Cardinals win it today, 196.075 to 195.525 for Kent State. We will wrap everything up here inside Worthen Arena when we return on ESPN+. Wrapping up rotation 4 here in Worthen Arena, and Kent State got off to a great start, a new career high, 9.9 from Sarah Haxton on the beam.
I was really impressed with their balance beam. They did a great job of coming back after they had a fall midway through. Didn't look like it shook them at all.
She goes 9.9. They get a 9.85 from Heidi Schultz in the anchor and a 9.825 from Melissa Guns. On the other side for Ball State, Zoe Middleton matches her career high with a 9.925.
It was fun to watch Ball State on floor. They had tons of energy, really good floor routines out there.
They had a pair of athletes go 9.9 or higher as Megan Teeter went 9.9, Zoe Middleton with the 9.925, and they go 49.325 on the floor as a team. We mentioned it didn't get off to a great start with that 48.725 on vault, a little bit lower than they typically score, but 3 great rotations after that and a team score of 196.075 to defeat Kent State today.
Yeah, it was good to see neither team had to count a fall. It's about not quite midway through the season, so they're starting to settle into their lineups, and hopefully they'll just keep building.
49.275 on bars and a 49.325 on floor for Ball State to lead the way for the Cardinals, who go over 196 as a team. This is the Spotlight Watch, the 2 athletes that we highlighted in the Open today, Carly Franz for Kent State, Victoria Henry for Ball State, and both had pretty solid performances today.
Yeah, very solid performances. Neither one of them had their best day on the floor today, but still very solid performances, and especially on the other 2 events.
A close one all the way through today between Ball State and Kent State, as the Cardinals at home win it 196.075 to 195.525. As we look back on the day today, Mary, kind of give us your final thoughts and what you thought you saw today from Ball State and Kent State.
Well, like I said earlier with Ball State, I think they're coming off almost 2 weeks of no competition, so they kind of had to get back into the competition mode and be able to keep that energy up throughout. They really gained momentum as they went. And Kent State, it was great to see them come back from last meet where they had a disastrous bar rotation to having a really strong bar rotation today. They didn't count a fall on any event. They just need to keep working on that consistency, and they had some great landings. Maybe need a little more amplitude on the vault. Good to see him go today, though.
Ball State improves to 9-1 overall, 2-0 in the Mid-American Conference. Kent State falls in their conference opener, 6-3 overall, 0-1 in the MAC. A big thank you to our producer, Eric Perrin, our director, Alex Seitz, and the rest of our great ESPN Plus crew. For Mary McDaniel, I'm Noah Reed saying so long from Worthen Arena in Muncie, Indiana today as Ball State takes down Kent State in a Mid-American Conference meet. 196.075 to 195.525. The Cardinals get it done over Kent State today.